Wouldn't it be great if your tracking system thought about data and displayed data in the same way as educators do? Well, that's exactly what Learning Ladders does. So once the data is inputted into Learning Ladders, we have various different ways of extracting and interpreting that data, all designed for different user case scenarios. So this one, for example, is your classic tracking view. You can look at the data within your school in any way you like. You can choose particular year groups, you can choose classes, you can choose teaching groups, or whatever you like. So for now, I'll keep it simple and go for a year group. You can choose the terms that you're interested in and then in the subjects. And that will give you your very classic standard tracking data of who's working above, below, etc., etc. And obviously you can enhance that very easily within Learning Ladders. You can filter it, you can do all of the standard sort of stuff. But more than that, with Learning Ladders, it's super easy to then identify the gaps in learning. So if I now go through and have a look at the gap analysis section of the site, I'm still looking at year 6. I'm looking at reading. Let's have a look at the year 6 curriculum now. This example here is this school's particular mark scheme here. So it's the beginning of the academic year, and I'm looking at the gaps in learning in this particular class. Well, that's fantastic because I can see all the children along here. I can see all of the objectives. I get the teaching notes. I get whether it's a key performance indicator, all at the click of a button. But more than that, what I can do if I want to is I can easily click back. So what did the current year 6 do when they were in year 5? I'm looking now at the year 6 children. What did they do when they were in year 5? What did they do when they were in year 4? It's super easy for any child or for any objective or any combination of the two to go back and see every child's complete learning history. No more wasted time mispitching lessons, no more wasted time with diagnostic work. So you've got your classic assessment summary, you've got your gap analysis, you've also then got your teacher judgment. So if your calculated recommendations in the platform don't quite match what you think they should be for a class for any particular reason, then it's super easy to change it. All I need to do is go into my teacher judgment, have a look at the particular area. I can see in here the recommended judgment for this particular child, but I can override that in the click of a button if I want to, and add some notes to remind myself why I've done that. You may or may not choose to use this, but this is always here. So there's no more gaming of systems to try and get the end result to be exactly what you want it to be. Finally, we have our scenario-based data here. Wouldn't it be fantastic if you were a subject leader, you had an afternoon to support colleagues, and you needed to know what to do and where to go? Well, with Learning Ladders, you can do it super easily. Go into the system, choose your target group. That can be a class, a year group, a teacher. It can be summer-born children, whatever you like. Choose the terms that you're interested in, so perhaps this one here, and choose your subject. And what the system will then do is it will bring down for you half term by half term, year group by year group, so year 3, year 4, year 5 in this example, exactly what's going on in maths across the entire school. You can then break it down by aspect by each year group, so you can identify where there are gaps in learning, where things are going well, so you can support teachers. That's for subject leaders, but what about phase leaders? Well, phase leaders have a similar report as well. With phase leaders, you're probably going to be more interested in multiple subjects, so that's fine. This time I'm looking at years 3 and 4 combined. I'm looking at maths, I'm looking at reading and writing, I'm looking at combined. I can break it down into some key groups. I can look at different subjects. I can break it down by objectives. All really, really quick, really, really easy. But more than that, you can also then have a look at over time reports. You can compare your external data to your internal data. And you can look at cohort comparison data as well. So why not have a look at the data and see how each of the last 4 cohorts have done in maths? Fantastic for intervention planning, for intervention monitoring and evaluation, as well as then your summative data where you can import any external data. If you're using GL, we have a specific dashboard just for GL in here as well, which I can show you, and there's a separate video on that. So the way that Learning Ladders treats data is very different to other tracking systems. We're all teachers, so we've set it up in the way that we would use it as teachers to get the information we need based on real life teaching and learning scenarios, which we repeat day in, day out. Super accessible, super quick, super powerful, all there in the click of a button.